There.
Here, I got a green shotty for you.
I got knocked. There's a fuzzy bear above you guys, man. He's coming, get me, dude. Dude, Drake, man, you got like the whole team's in front of you. Kim, I need help.
Yeah, there's a whole team on me right
Oh, at least got you. We got this all day.
I got him.
Let's go, boys.
Yeah.
Hit me with the res. Hit me with the res.
Yeah.
Coming.
Welcome to SI Now. I'm Robin Lundberg here with Matt Ufford. March Madness begins today. We'll have plenty of that, but there was a different kind of madness on the internets last night as a game of Fortnite featuring Drake, Travis Scott, Juju Smith-Schuster, and a blue-haired dude named Ninja blew up to the tune of 600,000 viewers, which is apparently a non-tournament record for Twitch. I'm not even sure what I just said, and there was numerous trending topics on it. So since this is a sports show, I suppose the natural question is, would it be God's plan for esports to be considered sports?
Yes, sure. Why not? Because look, the other option is to be the person who says, esports isn't sports. And like, then the people who are doing that are standing in their graves as young people shovel dirt onto you. So if people want it to be sports, sure, it's sports. And the thing that matters is that sports companies know that there's an audience for this and they will air it and it will be sports. And that doesn't... Look, the argument back and forth, it just doesn't matter because it's got an audience and people love it.
Yeah, it'd make you twitch if you're trying to have the argument back and forth too much, right? But I would say it's not technically a sport. My definition for sport is a physical competition requiring athleticism, skill, and conditioning. This wouldn't meet it.
So golf is not a sport?
Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah,
but if
right.
billiards and bowling are the standard, then this can be a sport. And even if I'm saying it's not a sport, doesn't mean it shouldn't be covered and isn't wildly popular. That's where what you were referencing comes into play.
Yeah.
You can't ignore it or else you're just hating or being, the old guy who yells at the cloud.
Yeah, no, and the thing that we should really be talking about is this had 600,000 viewers at 4 in the morning. That is amazing.
As Drake would call it, scary hours.
It is scary hours. And you know what, Drake? Go out there, man. I hope that someday he finds something that he's good at. Moving on to things.
Drake shots. You would think he'd be playing a role-playing game where he could pretend to be something he's not. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I don't want Drake's army on me. No. Okay, actual sport, no argument about it. Baseball. Large adult baseball son Aaron Judge got a slap on the wrist from Major League Baseball and the Yankees after he told Manny Machado that he'd look good in pinstripes. Apparently, that's tampering, even though pinstripes are inherently flattering no matter your body type. Robin, why is baseball so dumb?
Well, look, the NBA gets on people for this as well, so I'm not going to make this a baseball thing. But it's hilarious that it was nothing. There was not even a fine, right? It's just like, hey, you shouldn't do that.
That's tampering.
So if you're Aaron Judge or anybody else, why wouldn't you do that? And again, it's a duh. Yeah, you would look good. We'd like to have Manny Machado on our team. I mean, people have been saying that in the sports media for a long time, really, as soon as some of these moves went down with the Yankees, and some people think that might actually take place. It behooves a player to try and recruit another player to enhance the team. It's something we all talk about and speculate. So the idea that they're going to police it is very difficult. And in this case, it's laughable because they didn't really even do anything about it.
It is laughable, but there's also something that we have to acknowledge as being a little bit sinister too, and that's like, this capitalistic enterprise that says that like, hey, the people that work for you aren't allowed to speculate about working someplace else. And if I have a friend that works at a different media company, I'll be like, hey, how's it over there? Hey, you know what? I like being here. Come on over here. That's something that free people are allowed to do. It's preposterous that there are rules against it.
Yeah, it's tampering to compliment someone, I guess. From two big names in baseball with one team recruiting to two big names in football who now need a team, Tyrann Mathieu was cut by the Cardinals while the Dolphins released Ndamukong Suh. The two had very different responses on how they might choose a new team, though, with Mathieu telling our Albert Breer, quote, "It's not all about money for me. I want to go somewhere where I can be completely immersed in football, and it's not too much about anything but winning. I want to be a part of a winning culture where you feel that all the time. That's all I want." While Diana Rossini of ESPN reports Suh will go to the highest bidder. So which approach is better?
I like that both of the men are being completely honest about what they want. And that's all I want out of athletes when they speak to me. I want something genuine. I want a real thing. Now, obviously, Mathieu is the sort of guy that you want as your teammate. As a sports fan, you want the guy who just wants to be part of a winning culture and part of a winning team. So he was just like, I'm about that paper. And more power to him. If that's what motivates you, then do it. Like that is within his right, and that is something that in America is celebrated every single day in just about every other field. So, live your life, man. Shoot your shot.
I'm not one to celebrate just like pure capitalism necessarily. I'm also not one to hate on somebody else's motivations. Go do what you want. You're correct in that regard. However, I will say there's a lot more to life than money and career decisions and life decisions and all that. So if you have already brought in a bunch of bank, I would personally go the way Honey Badger did there and say, hey, I want the best possible situation to fulfill my goals as a football player here. Though, Ndamukong Suh, it is worth noting, considering he's gotten so much criticism, justifiably so, for like stepping on people's faces. He was, at least one year, a few years back, the most charitable athlete, period. So some of that money could be going to good use besides lining his pockets.
That's an excellent note. The NCAA Tournament starts today, but nothing moves the needle like LeBron James. So let's get the graphic. We got a hypothetical. As posed by @Cycle on Twitter, Robin, could LeBron take a 16 seed to an NCAA title?
This is a real question?
This is, well, I mean, it's a hypothetical question.
A hypothetical question?
Yeah.
Of course he would take a 16 seed to the national title. He would run roughshod through the tournament. It would be laughable. They'd be bouncing off of him. I mean, come on, this LeBron James we're talking about. You put him on an NBA team, and they're essentially a 50-win team no matter who his teammates are. This is not 18-year-old LeBron. We're not talking about if LeBron had gone to college, would it be a guarantee his college team had gone to a national championship. We're talking about a team that already qualified for the NCAA tournament, adding the best basketball player of all time who would make these kids who are in college look like children. This is a no-brainer. He would go right through the tournament, no doubt in my mind.
So are you suspending the NBA season while this happens?
I mean, you could, right? I mean, he's already played a lot of minutes this year. Give him a little bit of break against these guys.
Who are the bankrollers at Lipscomb who are going to pay his black market fees?
Well, we know there's a lot of money running around college basketball. I mean, hopefully these conversations won't be wiretapped. LeBron might do it for free or for the attention. He does like the attention. I'll say that much.
Yeah. All right. Get those Bucknell boosters lined up.
You're saying he wouldn't win the national championship?
I'm saying that it would be incredibly difficult to suspend the NBA season, line up the black market cash to get him to play for the team, and then he's not even eligible.
You're approaching this a little bit too.
Okay. In this fantasy world, can I be 2 inches taller with a little bit more muscle mass?
If you want to.
Then in that case, he would definitely win the tournament.
You could wear pinstripes if you want and look thin, as you were suggesting before. Speaking of the NCAA tournament, today kicks off the first round of March Madness. By now, fans have bragged about what upset they picked. But what is the real recipe for a Cinderella run? We asked 3 players who actually made it happen.
My name is John Lewis, George Mason, 2006.
John Lewis, he was being fielded. Oh, he did, yes. By George, the dream is alive.
I'm Louis Dale, 2010, Cornell University.
What a performance. Cornell to the Sweet 16.
Hey, I'm TJ Sorrentine, and you might know me from this shot.
We tell you once again, comes down to fundamentals.
Oh, my goodness, Sorrentine hit that one from the parking lot.
Here's the recipe
For a March Madness upset.
I think the first thing it takes is just having confidence in yourself. You gotta believe that you're supposed to be there, you belong.
You're in the NCAA tournament for a reason, because you put the work in.
To be honest with you, we just had so much confidence in ourselves that we weren't surprised by who we beat and how we beat them.
I don't think we were very surprised to win the first game.
It's not about X's and O's. It's not about the scout. Our coach had ultimate confidence in us, and he put ultimate confidence in our minds, and there was no question that we were going to win that game. No question.
You don't need that one big name to make it deep into the tournament.
It's just more so about who you are as a team rather than your matchup. If you go in overthinking it, then you're going to outpsych yourself.
We didn't have any big names, but one thing we had that chemistry. We was the same team for 3 years.
It was our 3rd time in the NCAA tournament.
We had 4 senior starters.
Most of our team were seniors, so I think we sort of knew what to expect.
You know, experience obviously is a piece of it, but it's more about who you have in the locker room.
We knew what we could do and what we couldn't do, from #1 player on the team to the 15th guy on the team. I think the biggest thing you should avoid trying to make the run into the tournament is don't try to do anything that you haven't been doing all season.
Just avoid putting too much pressure on yourself.
Not allowing sort of the atmosphere of the tournament and the pressure really get to you, and still maintaining focus.
Your eyes wander off into the crowd.
The media coverage, especially as a smaller team that doesn't get sort of those big-time national TV games.
One of the reporters said, how does it feel to be a mid-major version of Jerry McNamara and Hakeem Warwick? And I just kind of looked at the reporter. I said, we're not mid-major anybody, you know? We use that as fuel.
You just can't be amazed by the big stage. You gotta act like you've been there before.
You know, this is your opportunity. Just enjoy the moment, seize the moment.
If you have trust in your teammates, you can go as far as you want to.
You know, it's a simple piece of advice. Have a lot of fun.
You're gonna be nervous, but all those nerves will leave you at some point, and just go out there and play ball and know that you can win the game.
I feel like that one person who said you couldn't do it, you telling that person, I told you so.
You know, you're growing up in the yard and shooting in your backyard, and I've shot that shot millions of times. 3, 2, 1, splash.
My goodness, Sorrentine!
I'm joined now by our college basketball analyst, former head coach at Appalachian State, Jason Capel. Now, Jason, DeAndre Hunter out for the tournament for Virginia. Are they still the favorite in that region?
I think it's a crushing blow to the Cavaliers. DeAndre Hunter was something that Virginia hasn't had. He's that Swiss Army knife, a guy that's 6'7", that can stretch you out to the perimeter, guard multiple positions, a supreme athlete, and a player that, quite frankly, Tony Bennett has not had. I do not think they'll be the favorite now. I think with him going against a possible matchup of Arizona, DeAndre Hunter would have been the difference. This is a guy with a broken wrist who nearly had a double-double in the ACC tournament championship. I think he's a great player. An added dimension to that team, known for defense. He's a guy offensively that could do so many different things. I think it's a crushing blow to the overall #1 seed in this NCAA tournament.
All right, some statistical analysis has Penn ranked as the best 16 seed in history. We know it's going to happen at some point. Are they a legit threat to Kansas?
Well, everybody's a threat. That's why you play the game. Right? For 40 minutes, you have an opportunity. And I'm not a big analytics guy myself, but I respect the fact that Penn is a ball club that can control the pace. They can space you out. They're a good three-point shooting team. But make no mistake, this Kansas Jayhawks team is very good. Devontae Graham is one of the best players in the country. He's a top 4 finalist for the Naismith Award. They have size up front and Azubuike. And their backcourt, again, I talk about Graham, Newman, Vic. These guys are battle-tested in the Big 12. They're tough. They're physical. They play excellent defense together, and they attack the paint, can make outside shots. I think this Kansas team is just too good, too experienced in the backcourt, which is what you need in tournament play to fall to a 16 seed.
Now, I know everybody's got their bracket. They're trying to keep track of all the action. But give us one game to watch on Thursday and one game to watch on Friday.
The main game on Thursday, you have to look at Oklahoma, who I think luckily got into the NCAA tournament, to put it quite clearly. I didn't know if they were deserving, but they have a guy that's special in Trae Young at the point guard position who really loves to score the basketball, led the nation in scoring and assist. But Rhode Island is a tough team that has guards they're going to throw at Trae Young that love to defend. Jeff Doughton is one of the best defenders in the country. E.C. Matthews, an excellent guard. Jared Terrell, as tough as they come, can score and defend. And off the bench, they have one of my favorite players in college basketball, a freshman by the name of Fats Russell, that will pick Trae Young up 94 feet, pressure him. So I'm looking for Rhode Island to win that game. They have the guards to pressure, to force tempo, to be in Trae Young's lap for a full 40 minutes and make that game very difficult for the young freshman. Friday, I'm looking at Texas because I'm excited to see freshman phenom Mo Bamba in the NCAA tournament. He's a freak athlete, 7 feet. He can go to 13, 14 feet well above the rim. He blocks shots. He's another one of those unicorns that can step outside, do a lot of different things that big men aren't supposed to be able to do against Nevada, who's coached by a coach with great NBA experience, Eric Musselman. This is a team not many people talk about, but for those in the know, you know how good and talented this Nevada team is. They have the Martin twins, Caleb and Cody, transfers from NC State, 2 kids from the state of North Carolina who are playing at a high level. That's going to be an exciting game, contrasting styles, teams that like to get up and down the court. It should be a lot of fun.
When we talk conferences, we know ACC got the most in there, but which conference do you think is most likely to excel and shine? Which conference is most likely to flame out in the tournament?
Well, I think you have to look at the Big East for a simple reason. You have Xavier and Villanova, 2 teams that I think can make deep runs. Villanova, I'm picking to go to the Final Four. Xavier is a team I think that this is Chris Mack's best team. They have great guard play. They have interchangeable parts. They defend. They're tough. They can do so many different things to make life difficult for the opposition. I think the Big East is a league with those 2 guys leading the charge that could both make deep runs. Both number 1 seeds could both make deep runs in the NCAA tournament. A league that I think could flame out early. The Pac-12 didn't get a lot of teams in. Their saving grace is Arizona. Arizona has to be a team now, especially with Virginia getting such a crippling blow of losing such a vital player in that rotation. The 6th man of the year in the ACC, DeAndre Hunter. Arizona has to carry the torch for the Pac-12. They're more than capable of cutting down the nets in San Antonio, but for the simple fact that the Pac-12 did not get the respect of having a lot of teams in the tournament, I think everything rides on Arizona and what they're able to do throughout these next few weeks.
Now, you know, a lot of people parachute in this time of year, and we'll be seeing some of these teams and players for the first time. Who's the one player people are going to be talking about after this weekend?
In Alabama, he goes by Young Bull, Collin Sexton. This is an electric player. He was made for this stage. A guy that wants the ball in his hands. Think of Kemba Walker a few years ago leading the UConn Huskies to the national championship. I'm not saying Sexton can do that with Roll Tide, but he's an electric player that loves the stage, and the stage is now his.
And he won't have to go 3-on-5 at any point during the NCAA tournament.
Absolutely. It's fair numbers now, right?
Yeah. Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you as the tournament rolls on.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Now, obviously, we're all filling out brackets here.
Not me. I gave up those brackets. I'm in the bracket-free life.
Bracket-free life? You gave up? All right, so how do you feel about betting in general?
$20 says you can guess how I feel.
Well, there's more than $20 going to be wagered this year. $10 billion going to be wagered on March Madness this year between brackets and games and futures and props, no matter how you feel about it. And SI has you covered with our show, The Line. Check out the full thing on SITV and SI.com. But here are our favorite prop bets.
How many 1 seeds will make the Final Four? That over-under line is 1.5. Just a little number for you. Over 40% of the Final Four teams have been 1 seeds since 1985. Todd, where's your money going on this prop?
Well, here's the irony, Ben. I actually have 2 teams on the 1 line getting to the Final Four, but I'm going to go under 1.5. It's all about the number. I think a lot of these 1 seeds are vulnerable, so give me under 1.5 to get there.
And then, I assume I know the answer to this. Will a 1 seed win it all? Crazy that 20 of the 33 champions since the tournament did expand in 1985 have been 1 seed. So it seems like that would be smart money.
Again, give me 62 teams against 4. I think this can be a wide open tournament, and there are plenty of 2, 3, and 4 seeds capable of dethroning a 1. It's all about value in the number. I'm going to take no on a 1 seed to cut down the nets in San Antonio.
This next one is my favorite prop, not from a betting standpoint, but from just an entertainment standpoint. It's how many teams will hit a buzzer beater to win a first round game. 0 is at -155, 1 at +225, and then the odds start getting huge. I'd consider taking a flyer on 1 here.
This is all about reading the fine print in your stipulation. If it says buzzer beater means the ball has to go through the basket with no time left on the clock, the answer is 0. If it means it's the last shot of the game, much different story here. I'm going to go 0 and lay the price. I think this is fool's gold to try and take those odds at anything greater than none of them happening.
And final prop for you. Will a 14 seed win a game? Yes is +120. No, -150. Just looking at the bracket, I love the no here. Todd, you?
I'm going to take yes here and take a little bit of a flyer. If I look at the 14 seeds in Wright State, Montana, Stephen F. Austin, who you talked about, and Bucknell, I have a sneaking suspicion that one of these teams may be able to win a game outright. The hard part being all of them are double-digit underdogs. So in regards to seeding the 3-14, the committee has really done their job well.
I'm Robin Lundberg here with my 3-year-old son, Raj. Raj, say hello. Wave to the camera. And we're going to pick some NCAA tournament brackets. I've already got mine filled out. Raj is going to pick his, and we're going to see who wins. What color would you like?
Blue.
Blue, for sure. All right, you went right for blue. This is a basketball tournament. What do you know about basketball, Raj?
Kids.
Yeah, dribble. That's right. Who's your favorite basketball player?
James.
LeBron James. Okay, cool. All right, Kansas or Penn? Who you got? Penn. Okay. Alabama or Virginia Tech?
Bama.
Not afraid at all. Seton Hall or NC State? NC State. Okay, NC State. TCU? That's the Horned Frogs. Do you like frogs?
Yeah.
What are frogs good at?
Jumping in the water.
Jumping in the water, that's correct. We've got Duke or Iona. Who do you like there? Duke? The Blue Devils?
Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people don't like Duke. Do you like Duke? Yeah. You like Duke? Okay, I'll be cool if you go to Duke, even though I went to Maryland. That's cool. Michigan State or Bucknell? Who do you like there?
Bucknell.
Bucknell? You like the upsets, huh? You like underdogs?
Yeah.
Do you root for the underdogs?
Yeah.
Do you like Cinderella?
No.
You still feel good about your chances of beating Daddy?
Yeah.
Do you want to bet money on this?
Yeah.
You do? How much money?
8 money.
8?
Huh.
$8?
Yeah.
Or more?
More.
More? How much money?
15.
So your final four is Marshall, Duke, Buffalo, and Michigan. So do you have Michigan, the Wolverines, or Buffalo?
Wolverines.
Wolverines. So you have Michigan against Marshall or Duke? Marshall. So it's Michigan, Marshall in your championship. And who do you pick? Wolverines. The Michigan Wolverines are Raj's national championship in his bracket with your blue marker. Good job, buddy. Do you think you're going to beat Daddy?
Yeah.
There it is. Raj, a 3-year-old, against me in March Madness bracket picking. I kind of like my chances because he was daring. He went for all those 16s over the ones. Raj, you got a lot of courage, buddy. Where are you going?
Where do I go?
You're putting it back in the box?
Yeah.
You're cleaning up?
Yeah.
What a good boy. Thanks, buddy. High five? No? You gonna leave me hanging? You're just gonna put it away? That's a good job. I raised a good kid.
Oh, he left you hanging, Robin.
You wouldn't do that to me, would you?
I wouldn't leave, I would not leave you hanging. I always do that. Man.
Does your young kid give you a high five?
So we taught him to blow it up. So he's all about the fist, but so now we give him the high five. He's a little bit younger than yours, so not quite as sharp, but then we get the fist into the hand, and it's a little bit.
It's a mix up there.
We're working on it. We're working. It's
I like a high five, but I do prefer the fist bump to the handshake. Well, you know, the handshake.
The kids are too young for handshake.
Well, first the handshake, you never know how hard am I supposed to squeeze. It's not quite as sanitary. The fist bump, you do it and you keep it moving. And we'll be back tomorrow with more great analysis of greetings here at 10:30 a.m. Eastern on SI Now Live. In the meantime, check out @SI Now Live on Twitter for the latest videos and updates. We'll give you a high five.